Okay. Commissioner Sturm is coming in, and we are good to go on both platforms, Zoom webinar and live streaming on YouTube.
Okay, go ahead and start.
Yes.
Okay, welcome to the July 5th, 2022 Planning Commission meeting. It's 7:02. Call the meeting to order. For those, I guess if you're already watching, you already know how to access it, but you can watch my Love Lafayette YouTube, and the link to join the meeting remotely tonight is on page 1 of the agenda. So we can start with a roll call. Commissioner Farson.
Present.
Commissioner Heising.
Present.
Commissioner Mason. You're on mute, but
Sorry. Present.
perfect, thanks. Commissioner Sturm.
Present.
And Vice Chair Lavange is out tonight, and I'm Commissioner Radnich. I'm present. Do we have a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. A motion by Commissioner Heising, second by Commissioner Sturm, and we'll do a roll call vote. Commissioner Farson.
Aye.
Commissioner Heising.
Aye.
Commissioner Mason.
Aye.
Commissioner Sturm.
Aye.
And Chair Radnich, aye. Public comments, item 4 on tonight's agenda. This is opportunity for members of the public to provide public comment on items not on tonight's agenda or an upcoming agenda. Anything within the purview of the Planning Commission. So I'll ask staff if there's any speakers at this point.
If anyone would like to make a comment, please go ahead and use the raise hand function at the bottom of your screen. None.
Okay. Move to the consent calendar. We have 3 items on the consent calendar: meeting minutes from May 2nd and May 16th. And then the Delamar project to be continued without discussion to July 18th. Is there a motion to adopt the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Farson, second by Commissioner Mason. Roll call vote. Commissioner Farson.
Aye.
Commissioner Heising.
Aye.
Commissioner Mason.
Aye.
Commissioner Sturm.
Aye.
And Chair Radnich, aye. Item 6, continued public hearings. There's no items under item 6. So moves us to item 7, new public hearings. 7A, this is a request for an extension of the approved application. TR 9526 3721 Land LLC, a C rezoning, a request for major subdivision for 12 residential condominiums at 3721 Mount Diablo. And I will turn it over to staff. Thank you.
Greg, can you allow me to share my screen?
Done.
Commissioners, the item before you is an extension request for TR 9526 associated with the condominium project at 3721 Mount Diablo Boulevard, also known as the West End. City Council took final action approving the subdivision along with the design review application on June 22nd of 2020. That same year, the adjacent property owner Nasiri and Save Lafayette filed a joint suit against the city challenging its secret determination. After a January 2022 decision and subsequent new trial, the trial court agreed with the city's argument, denied the writ petition in its entirety, and ordered the real party to prepare this judgment dismissing the petition. The adjacent property owner then appealed her case in May 2022. The project remains in conformance with the previous approvals and is currently under review by the Design Review Commission for design details per the conditions of approval. The city's regulations haven't been modified, and the reapproval will afford the applicant 2 additional years to file their final map. Staff's recommendation is to adopt Resolution 2022-09, finding the project categorically exempt and reapproving the application subject to conditions. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Are there any questions for staff, any clarifying questions? Okay, seeing none, I'll ask if there's any comments from the public on this item.
I will go ahead and let Sally Thornburg, who represents the project, promote her to panelist.
Oh, yeah,
to present
sorry.
anything additional or
Yeah.
answer any questions from the
Thank you.
commission.
Thank you.
Ms. Thornburg, you are part of the meeting. We can see you. You're muted.
Welcome.
Ms. Thornburg, do you have anything, any presentation or anything to add to Ms. Tran's presentation?
No, I don't at this time.
Very
Okay.
good.
Thank you. I will at this time ask the commissioners if there's any questions for the applicant representative. Okay, seeing none. Now we can open this item up for public comment, and I will look to staff to see if there's any speakers wishing to speak on this item.
If you would like to speak, we do have one speaker, Kathleen Smith. You're being promoted, so there'll be a momentary lapse in your audio video feed, and then we'll resume. Okay, we're going to try that again. Looks like it's working this time. Ms. Smith.
There we go. Yeah, just a real quick question. I didn't understand. So I'm the property on the creek side of the project. I didn't understand what you were talking about, the infill. It can't be infill, the court decided, or it can be infill, the court decided. And that's my only question. And everything else I've already talked to Mr. Stone about.
Thank you. I think maybe Greg and Nancy maybe will take public comment, and then if there's clarifying maybe responses that the city can provide to some of the comments at the end, maybe we can do that.
Very good. If anyone else would like to speak on this application, go ahead and hit the raise hand button now. Seeing none. If the chair would like staff to respond to the public's question.
Yes, please. Please, thank you.
Originally, the court found that it didn't qualify for the infill exemption, but the applicant filed a new trial, a motion for a new trial, and they did agree with the exemption determination.
Great. Thanks. Now I know why I was confused.
Thank you. Anything additional? If not, we can go ahead and close the public comment. Okay, we'll bring it back to the commission. And actually, before we start our discussion, I will ask Ms. Thornburg if there's anything your team would like to provide in response. Typically at this point, you'd have 5 minutes for any type of rebuttal or clarification. Is there anything additional your team would like to add at this time?
No, we are continuing to pursue the litigation and the appeal, which we expect will take 12 to 24 months. And so we appreciate this extension. And we, hope we can put this behind us at some point in the near future.
Thank you. Okay, I will bring it to the commission for discussion or a motion. Commissioner Heising.
I'd like to move staff's recommendation.
Okay, we have a motion.
second,
Greg.
I just wanted to confirm the commission's understanding that the staff recommendation is to approve, essentially reapprove the map, which was formerly filed and approved by the Planning Commission. I know there's a revised condo map exhibit uploaded to the agenda, but that's not part of staff's recommendation. So the recommendation is to approve the original.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you for clarifying. Thank you. With that, Commissioner Heising, is your motion still,
Yes.
was that the intent of your motion? Okay, perfect.
Correct.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Heising, and I'm sorry, was it a second by Commissioner Mason? Okay. And we'll move to a roll call vote. Commissioner Farzan.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Heising,
Aye.
Commissioner Mason,
aye,
Commissioner Sturm,
Aye.
and Chair Radnich, I'm an aye. So the item passes 5. We have 5 commissioners present, 1 is absent, and we have a 6-person commission at this time. So thank you. We'll go back to the agenda. So now moving off of item 7A, moving to item 8, other business. ARC volunteer for July 15th. I can do it if we need a volunteer. Happy to do it. I assume it's still on Zoom. Okay.
I think we may never go back to in person, just out of the convenience, so that the commissioners don't need to make the trip into the office and take the travel time. The presentation somehow is as good or better. So yeah, I think we're going to stick with the Zoom meeting on that.
Yeah,
What if we want donuts?
then you bring them to our house
Can
and
we
you drop them
request
off.
an in-person meeting?
Can do. Happy to make a special exception.
I do agree. It's nice to be able to really have 2 monitors and zoom in and look at it during your discussion. So, okay, I will mark my calendar for the 15th. Commissioners reports. I have one, but before I go, I'd love to hear if there's any others. Commissioner Farzan, I saw you come off mute. Was that?
I have a question, not a report, so I can wait.
Oh, that's, I mean, please go ahead.
I was just wondering what the process or timing was for getting a replacement for Commissioner Maggio.
Shortly after Commissioner Maggio submitted her resignation letter, the city clerk published advertisement of the vacancy, soliciting applicants. And that has run multiple times in the newspaper. It's been on our website, included in our multimedia blitz on the different social media platforms and email lists. To date, we have not received any applications to fill the vacancy. So we will continue the effort, and I'll invite anyone on tonight's call to reach out to people in the community that you think might be a good candidate, to invite them to attend. We have staff has reached out to a few different individuals who we think fit the bill, you know, residents and someone who might be willing to serve based on their prior service to the community or not. And none have accepted the invitation as yet, but we'll continue the effort.
Can I ask one follow-up question to that? I'm assuming that also includes people who've applied previously and didn't get the position. Have we reached out to that cohort of people potentially?
We reached directly out to those in the years past. I don't know that we have, but I can confirm that and do that if we haven't.
Yeah, I mean, again, I assume they would want to apply again, but you never know. It's, you know, summertime period, they might not be checking, you know, what's going on. So potential.
Thank you. Commissioner Mason?
Yeah, Commissioner Farzone, I just wanted to relate to you what I told Chair Radovich was that in my mind, it was that the commission operates fairly well as it is. And it's more important to get the right seventh person than get somebody just to give us an odd number. I didn't see any difficulty operating as an even number until we got the right person, but that was just my own personal feeling.
And I will add, re-welcome Commissioners Sturm and Mason to the Planning Commission. I'd say maybe it was 1 to 2 weeks ago. I think last week, they were both reappointed by City Council. So glad that we're still a commission group. Any other, Commissioner Sturm, please.
I was just thinking that if we were to help with the outreach, like on social media or email, where would be a good blurb be to use to paste in?
I can send you something.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good point. For commissioners' reports for Gpac, we did not have a meeting last month in June, but there will be a meeting on the 19th. I'm doing my math right. So in 2 weeks, so it's the third Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock. Any other commissioners' reports before we move to planning director's report? Okay, Greg, I'll turn over to you. Item 10.
Last Monday night, the City Council was introduced to Noah Ramboa. He is our new planning technician, and he is doing great. He's a new hire and training up, and we're delighted to have him. But he's doing great so far. So you meet him in the relative near future. And also on last Monday night, the City Council directed staff to submit our draft housing element update to the State Department of Housing and Community Development for our initial 90-day review period. So we did that, and we're now counting the days and awaiting a comment letter.
Great. Was that on schedule for what had been planned? I honestly kind of forgot the goal date for that submittal.
I think,
was it pretty close?
It was within a matter of weeks. I think, you know, at the start of the year, we were hoping to submit around the beginning of June, and instead we submitted the end of June. But the council really wanted to have some additional meetings to go through the element in detail and make revisions, and they were all good revisions. You know, it's a better document having gone through the detailed review of the council, and it really reflects the council's priorities. So very close to our initial timeframe.
Oh, great. Commissioner Sturm.
I've been meaning to look it up, but if you could quickly summarize, were there any major changes to the planning commission's recommendation for like the zoning plan for the downtown?
No, not major changes. So yes, include BART, no, De Silva South, maintain existing zoning in the downtown. I think the one notable change from the PC's recommendation is my recollection, the PC had BART at 80 dwelling units per acre. And the council revised that to reflect AB 2923 in the 75 dwelling units per acre. I don't
So
think there
then
were.
where did, just curious, where did they pick up the other units?
I don't think there other units were. It wasn't a compensation. It was just a modest reduction in the buffer.
Okay.
And then so there was no upzoning on the northern part of the north side?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
And that's all I had.
Great. This was a very quick meeting. If there's nothing else, I will adjourn the meeting. It's 7:23. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Night.
Night.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
very much.